quickly, West King Street Bridge. Mayor's office came down and very excited to work with us. The city has authorized title. And so whatever it needed to be, it's still got to be sustainable, because no one's going to fund that forever.
Great. Before we lose a quorum, thank you very much, Anthony. Let's vote. We're going to, County Credit's kindly allowing Bob Townley to give us the waterfront committee. So we'll go to the...
Oh, and then thank you, Kathy.
Sorry, I've got a question.
They'll come back to us with some use changes.
Great.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have a question. I'm sorry, you didn't allow any discussion of the MOU, and that is a secretive document. That is a secretive document that you're not allowing anyone in the community to see, and you just glossed right over it. Moreover, it's being held in the very center that the MOU is supposed to protect. Isn't that a conflict of interest?
We're on a different agenda, right?
Is that a conflict of interest?
This is a business session. We can talk about it afterwards.
So the next thing is the...
Quickly, West King Street Bridge. Mayor's office came down and very excited to work with us. The city has authorized Asphalt Green MOU and the BatteryPark City update. These really go together. Catherine reported last month that on November 15th, we met with the new chair and CEO of the BatteryPark City Authority. It's an introductory meeting for them to get to know us and for us to get to know them. So it's kind of starting that relationship and building that. This is a whole new administration there. They did give us an update. Matt Monahan and came to our December meeting. They gave us updates, which is really a post-Sandy update. Pier 8 is obviously pushed back. They were going to release that to the operator in December, or the end of December. That's open right now as to what that date will be. The same thing with the ball fields and the community center. This is now starting to concern us because we hear nothing about dates for opening either of these facilities. The longer they delay, the more exposure either Asphalt Green and or Manhattan Youth has in getting those fields for running summer camp programs. So it's really critical, and I think we're at the point where we need to start pushing on them and focusing to get those inspections done, insurance claims made, and get this stuff repaired. One of the reasons why it is more complicated in the community center, just so everyone's aware of this, they went for a platinum LEED certification in that building, or in that complex. All of that mechanicals, after filtration, gray water purification, water pumps for the two pools were in two sub-basements below the pool. So everybody sees that the floor needs to be changed, on street level or ground level, but there's a lot of mechanicals that need to either be repaired or replaced. And so it really does need some work there. It's not as simple as it sounds, but we don't understand why they haven't yet come up with an assessment and a plan to go ahead and do that.
Did they show up to your meeting?
They did. And it has script.
Anthony, is Pier 8 still on track to be a restaurant, or is that still?
And we asked them to have the operator come back in and present us what's the interior going to look like, what's the public access, what's going to be used, what are the waterborne uses around the pier head itself. And they said they would try to do that, but I don't have a commitment. We're personally reaching out to the Pool Copters organization to see if we can get them back in to find out. They were going to hand it over at the end of December. That was damaged, not as seriously as anyone really thinks. But it was damaged, and they need to find out when they could turn it over to anyone.
Great.
Just for the record, I still think it's a disgrace that we're giving that building over to a for-profit institution.
Well, I have to tell you that the BatteryPark City Committee, when was asked several years ago about some of the ideas that we had, we didn't have objections to a for-profit as long as they were public access. Because the issue was going to be this had to be sustainable. For 30 years, it's completely sat out the idle. And so, whatever it needed to be, it's still got to be sustainable, because no one's going to fund that forever.
Great. Before we lose a quorum, thank you very much, Anthony. Let's vote. We're going to, County Credit's kindly allowing Bob Townley to give us the waterfront committee. So we'll go to the...
Oh, and then thank you, Kathy.
Sorry, I've got a question.
They'll come back to us with some use changes.
Great.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have a question. I'm sorry, you didn't allow any discussion of the MOU, and that is a secretive document. That is a secretive document that you're not allowing anyone in the community to see, and you just glossed right over it. Moreover, it's being held in the very center that the MOU is supposed to protect. Isn't that a conflict of interest?
We're on a different agenda right now.
Is that a conflict of interest?
This is a business session. We can talk about it afterwards.
So the next thing is the